Hello, I'm Pete Lockett again. Part 5 of our series Pop Go the Bongos. And last time, actually, we looked at the Cuban martillo rhythm, the cornerstone, actually, of Cuban bongo playing. Now, what you often hear with that is the clave pattern. In fact, not often, you always hear that with the bongos martillo. Now, the clave are basically, two pieces of wood that are banged together, and there are two main clave patterns: the son clave and the RHUMBA clave. And each of those two clave patterns comes in two configurations: 3-2 and 2-3. In that there are 3 notes in the first half and 2 notes in the second half, and sometimes that's reversed. Now we'll all recognise this pattern when I play it. The son clave in 3-2. 3, 4. And now the same son clave in 2-3. 3, 4. One. And then the RHUMBA clave is very similar. It's just the third note of the 3 is pushed. So the 3-2 RHUMBA clave would sound like this: 3, 4. And the 2-3 RHUMBA clave, 3, 4. So they're very pivotal patterns to everything that happens in Cuban music and that Latin style of music. So they're very important patterns to become acquainted with. Also with the clave, it's very important how particularly it's a clave like this that has the cutout. If you don't hold it properly, you don't get the resonance. So you kind of create a chamber in your hand and kind of seal it to a point. Just at the end, you've got a little bit of a gap here, and you hear that's rich and resonant. Now, before we move on to the examples for this part 5, we're going to look at the bongos and how to put a new head on. So let's quickly do that. So now we've got the new heads on the bongos, we can continue with the lesson and look at a few examples. Now, for me, playing outside of the idiom, one of the really important things about the different patterns and the different ways of playing bongos is to be able to integrate all the different styles and bring them into, one kind of fluid way of playing the instrument. Now, it can be, in the beginning, certainly for myself, I found it a little bit tricky to be able to switch out of the martillo pattern, which is very specific, where with your hands doing this, muting, and to a more free and open sort of pattern. So to be able to play the martillo and then move to do some sort of accents or fills with open tones, and then back to the martillo. So I've got a few simple ways to switch between the two. And we're going to look at those because it's kind of good to be able to have little things that you can come out of it, and they can be doorways out from the martillo style into more open style like we did in the earlier lessons, and also a doorway back in. Now, We're going to look at example 1. We're going to have 1 bar of martillo and then one sort of, we call it a fill or a movement away, whatever you want to call it. 3, 4, and. Now the key here is the out from the martillo is kind of the push that we had in the previous episode. Now that's your way out, and then the way back in after the fill is the thumb leading to the 1. So they're the important pivotal points of the way out and the way back in to the martillo pattern. Now, example 2 is the same, but I've just got 3 bars of martillo, so it kind of makes more sense musically. 3, 4, and. Example 3, we're back to 1 bar martillo again, so we can look at a new simple pattern. 3, 4, and. And with all of these patterns, I'm playing, as we did in the earlier examples, if there are accents, then I'm filling in all the 16ths. So I'm filling in all the 16ths that you're not hearing as accents as touch strokes. Now the same variation, but over 4 bars. So we have 3 bars of martillo and then the same variation. So this is example 4. 3, 4, and. And again, you can come back, instead of coming back like this to the martillo, you can come with the 2 open notes as well. 3, 4, and. Now you've been noticing in some of these lessons that we've been having some, sometimes I've been ending with a flam, which is a grace note followed by a loud note, or an accent. Now these are all little additions that you can add to your playing, add to your, bongo playing for fills and different things. Lots of different variations that you can, take from sort of drum set rudiments and different things to begin to add some different spice to some of the, fills and different things that you can do on the instrument. So let's pop a couple of flams in the next example, example 5. 3 bars of martillo plus the flam-based fill. 3, 4, and. Example 6, we're going to begin incorporating the slap stroke. 3, 4, and. Three, 4, and. Three, 4, and. So we've got quite a lot of material so far that we could begin mixing and matching and putting different things together. And that's really the quest mainly for you from now on, is to see how you can begin to put things together, you know, using the martillo and the open simplified martillo and some of the different ideas, and see what rhythmic concepts you can come up with and different ways of bringing all these things together. Next time we're going to look at a few different approaches to the bongos to finish the series. Until then, enjoy.